Hi, everybody. This is Lee. And I'm signing in because someone has asked me what I thought about John Oliver's discussion of third party candidacy on his comedy show last night, last week. I think, I forget the name, but it's John Oliver. And I did watch that snippet, and it's a discussion that John Oliver has from a comedic point of view, third party candidacy. John Oliver doesn't think very highly of third party candidates. He discussed Jill Stein and Gary Johnson and a few other more obscure independent candidates, a little bit more exotic, and held them up for ridicule. He spent a lot of time on Gary Johnson. I do think that in this segment, Gary Johnson got hit worse than Jill Stein. And I think that's one of the reasons why is that there was material available that allowed that to happen. With Jill Stein, John Oliver had to try very hard. And then he still wasn't able to really spend a lot of time on Jill Stein because Jill Stein is very quick with her facts. Her knowledge is vast and deep. She's highly intelligent, and so there was less material for him to work with. And so what he did was he took very tiny slices of maybe jokes or side remarks that Jill Stein made, and then he cobbled them together and held them up for ridicule. So he took a lot of things, side remarks where she's explaining her issues, her platform, and then saying, wow, she's just not very serious. So if Jill Stein made a joke about something, he would insert that into the segment and say, well, she's just not serious. She doesn't know what she's saying and things like that. But the thing is, he had to do that in order to create a comedic narrative. And the fact that it was so difficult for him is just a credit to Jill Stein being such a sharp, intelligent candidate. He also did Jill Stein a great favor and played two of her songs from her band, Somebody's Sister. He played it from her CD, I guess, and that's her band. And I think he thought that he was mocking Jill Stein by playing her music. But I said, wow, she has a great singing voice. If you haven't heard it, you can watch John Oliver's segment, or hey, go on Amazon. Somebody's Sister, available at retailers near you. Thanks, John Oliver, for the mention. Make it rain, make it rain, make it fly off the shelf. And so, hey, you take your publicity and you take your publicity and your media coverage. I think that John Oliver had to cover Jill Stein this way behind her back because face to face, Jill Stein shuts it down. She's run the gauntlet at Fox News more than once. Fox News Business, John Stossel, CNN, Chris Como. She's had town halls. She's had multiple press interviews. She's had multiple press conferences. Unlike Hillary Clinton, Jill Stein does not duck press conferences. She'll run the board, run the room, answer questions, and then hey, let's do it. I'm on the right side of history. Let's go. I think it's terrific. She does not duck debates. If someone wants a debate, right side of history. Let's go. And she's been offered debates against Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson's always pulled away. He, does not want to debate Jill Stein. Apparently, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are also afraid to debate Jill Stein as well. Jill Stein knows her facts. She's very intelligent, whether it's on Green New Deal, renewable energy, whether it's on foreign policy, economics, domestic policy. She's quick, she's sharp, her knowledge is vast and deep. And so John Oliver had to work really hard to make that segment for Jill Stein happen. He tried his best, but just like on Saturday Night Live, where they tried to, mock Jill Stein, the room went silent. Hey, people know. People know. I did notice that when John Oliver turned away from Jill Stein, he tried to find third party or minor party independent candidates that were very exotic and also throw them into the mix to really mock um, third party voting or independent presidential candidate voting in general. But the one person that he forgot to include in that montage was Abraham Lincoln. And I think I know why. I think it could be that maybe John Oliver is really unfamiliar with our political system. I don't know. It didn't sound like this might be the United States, might be his point of origin. But Abraham Lincoln was a serious third party candidate who changed the trajectory of the United States when it was actually headed over a cliff. The economic system of slavery was throwing the United States into just a bad place. It could no longer hold. It was a dying institution. Abraham Lincoln decided to move the country forward and hold the two sides of the Union together. This is a third party candidate that had to do this because the two major established parties did not have the will. And so it took a third party to force that change. And so now we have third parties rising again because the United States is headed off a cliff. And so there's third parties rising. And so maybe John Oliver doesn't really know all that. And maybe that's why he kind of seemed, I don't know, somebody's sister available at stores near you. We can thank him for that. He spent a lot of time on Jill Stein's student debt relief program, whereby she would appoint a new chair of the Federal Reserve, and then the head of the Federal Reserve would do the quantitative easing. That's it in a nutshell. She's explained it so many times that it seems kind of I don't know. I'd be surprised if John Oliver hadn't really seen it, but he took tiny slices of her explanation and then held it up to ridicule by saying, "Well, she thinks it's this. No, Jill, it's got to be like this." And definitely the editing is such where John Oliver could kind of hee-haw and laugh it up because it seemed like Jill Stein didn't finish her thought. It was just that the segment that he picked wasn't complete, and so he could fill in the blank by seeming like, "No, you do it this way, Jill. Like do it. Listen to me, because And so that's comedy. That's this week, tonight, last night, I don't know, last week. But we can thank John Oliver for the mention. If Jill Stein were invited to that show, rather than mock her behind her back, maybe sit face to face in an interview where she could explain things. I think not only can she shut down Fox News, I would not be surprised if she also shut down This Week Last Night with just explaining the facts, bringing the figures, bringing the statistics. She's really good that way. Anyway, hope to see Jill Stein on This Week Last Night with John Oliver. So maybe they could actually sing a little song together or something like that. Available at stores near you. Somebody's sister.